The US has bombed all 3 of Iran's nuclear plants. Iran State TV says that all 3 sites were evacuated beforehand, so there's no risk of nuclear radiation. The US did drop bombs, but it's still unclear how much damage was actually caused to the nuclear facilities. Was the attack on empty premises? Or was something destroyed also? How many workers at the 3 nuclear plants were killed in this attack? The Bushehr plant in Iran was not attacked. The head of Russia's nuclear corporation himself mentioned that Russian scientists were working there. Did the US stay away from places where Russian civilians might have been, but dropping bombs on 3 different plants and destroying them is enough to understand what the US real intentions towards Iran were from the start. They didn't care what Russia or China would do now. These 2 countries will have to decide how they respond. The US bombing Iran is a huge event. What Iran does in response remains to be seen. How will this affect the situation in the Middle East in the coming days? Even though they're claiming the nuclear plant has been evacuated, Iran hasn't ruled out an American attack after the strike. President Trump addressed the US and made it clear that this fight isn't going to end here, nor does it seem like they plan to stop now. Trump called Iran the world's #1 supporter of terrorism, the bully of the Middle East. He dismissed Iran's bombs as makeshift street bombs and straight out said that if Iran doesn't calm down, this is just the beginning. An even bigger attack will follow. Trump's speech shows he was never hesitant about striking Iran. Either he knew, or we can say Netanyahu, who knew what Trump was planning to do and what he would say afterward by dropping the bomb. Trump proved that Israel calls shots more than America itself does. Israel runs America. Trump didn't even think he needed Congress's approval before bombing it. Probably knew Congress wouldn't have allowed it. Plus, he didn't present any solid evidence to the world before dropping the bomb, whether or not Iran has made a bomb. Trump, who won the election opposing the war, is now showing that all the anti-war speeches he gave were just lies and fantasies wandering around America. Trump has denied his own speeches. He had to deny them. Israel is the American public. Israel is American public opinion. And whatever Zero decides, America decides. Thank you very much. Showtime. The US military has carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 nuclear facilities in the Ukrainian regime. Fordow not. And as for everybody heard those for years, this bill has been a barely disguised plan. Our goal was to destroy nuclear enrichment capabilities and stop the nuclear threat from the world's #1 state sponsor. I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally destroyed. The Middle East now has to make peace or future attacks will be bigger and much easier. For 40 years, they've been shouting death to America, death to Israel. They've been killing our people and blowing up their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. Netanyahu, who in Trump's speeches have basically become the same. Trump didn't just announce the bombing, he also made it clear how he views Iran. He said Iran has been declaring America's and Israel's death for the past 40 years and has been hurting and killing our people using these roadside bombs. So is there still any chance for a nuclear deal when the US has bombed the plant? How much can it really mediate and strike a deal with Iran? What the point of even talking? So the deal doesn't really mean anything. Iran kind of did the right thing. They never trusted the US when it came to the deal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who congratulated Trump, he said, "Congrats on your bold decision to bomb Iran's nuclear sites. This powerful move by America will change history." Trump's action paved a new path for peace and prosperity in the Middle East. Netanyahu, who said that President Trump and he have often talked about bringing peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. Congratulations, President Trump, your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facility with the awesome and rightful power of the United States will change history in Operation Rising Line. Israel did truly amazing things. Taking action against these nuclear sites has been unmatched. What no other country on earth could do. History will remember that President Trump took steps to deny the world's most dangerous regime its deadliest weapon. The leadership today has created a turning point in history to help the Middle East and beyond future prosperity and peace. President Trump, and I often say peace comes through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace, and to President Trump and the United States, they acted with a lot of strength, Netanyahu, who praised Trump highly and said the friendship and mutual trust between America and Israel is unbreakable. When Russia attacked Ukraine, the U.S. gave Ukraine billions of dollars and weapons, but never actually entered the battlefield for them. This shows how important Israel is to America, or rather how important America is to Israel. It's crazy how much influence America has despite supplying weapons and billions of dollars to fight Iran. They still went into war. AP reported that the U.S. and Israel did joint exercises a year ago. The June 21 night attack, even Trump supporters in the U.S. are questioning if Trump changed America's old policy by attacking Iran and putting Israel first. Journalist Glenn Greenwald shared a screenshot of someone's tweet saying that after the attack, President Trump called Israeli journalist Barak Rabbit. According to Glenn, this journalist was part of the Israeli army until 2023 and then started working at Axios. Barak wrote in his tweet that Trump said, "We've had a big win, your Israel is safer than ever." Memes like this are going around a lot in America, saying things like, "You vote for Trump, the president you got is Netanyahu." People are also questioning whether America bombed Iran to defend Israel or to save Netanyahu, who many are writing that the president of the U.S. is Netanyahu, who the reports are coming directly from Americans now talking about Iran. There's no solid information on how much damage Iran caused to Haifa. Similarly, there are different claims about how badly the nuclear plant was hit. Trump and Netanyahu are celebrating, but these claims are being questioned. The IAEA and Russia had also said targeting nuclear sites could cause radiation, but Iran says there is no radiation risk. So did the U.S. just bomb empty nuclear plant? The IAEA has released a report. It has been said that there has been no change in the radiation levels at any nuclear site, including Fordow. This raises questions about America's claims that it destroyed 3 sites. Russia News has posted this video on their channel. We cannot confirm if this video is actually from the attack site or not. Israel State TV reported that FDO wasn't significantly damaged, only the entrance and exit gates were hit. The big question was all about Fordow. The discussion is around the capability of American B-2 bombers to target this very place. People started talking because it was said that destroying Ford wouldn't be easy for the U.S. For is the only place in Iran where weapons-grade uranium has been found. There's another nuclear site in Isfahan. Reports say Israel has attacked it twice before, and the U.S. struck there a third time. Did Iran just leave everything there, letting the U.S. or Israel come whenever they wanted and bomb the place? Then there's a third nuclear site. Natanz news reports say Israel has caused about 75% damage. There, the U.S. has also bombed it. They've erased it by knocking it down, according to sources. This has been reported. More news of damage will keep coming. Videos will keep coming too. Don't trust any video right away. Iran has a Twitter account in India. This is the official Twitter account of the Iranian embassy in India. It posted a statement from Iran's Atomic Energy Organization saying that the Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan nuclear sites were attacked, and the U.S. has claimed responsibility for these attacks. This is a blatant violation of international law. Iran said the U.S. did this right under the IAEA's nose. They have attacked nuclear sites. Iran has also questioned the role of the IAEA, saying that it too bears responsibility. All 3 nuclear sites have been monitored under the nuclear non-proliferation policy. Iran has called on the international community to condemn this lawlessness and to support Iran. Iran has reassured its people that thousands of revolutionaries and dedicated scientists have brought the nuclear program this far, even giving their lives for it. Iran will not let its program stop at any cost. Iran's foreign minister, Said Abbasaraki, said that the U.S. committed a major crime by attacking the nuclear plant. He added that the impact of this attack will be felt forever. Every country in the United Nations should be worried about this, according to the UN Charter. Iran will take whatever steps are necessary to protect its sovereignty interests and people attacking a nuclear facility is a risky move. By carrying out this attack, Trump has taken a big risk as well. So far, Netanyahu, who was the one flouting international laws, but now Trump has joined him. They are gone. Looks like Trump finally paid off some old debt. Former U.S. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said there is little doubt that the extra time Trump gave for diplomatic talks was just to distract Iran. He probably thought this would keep Iran completely unaware of the real threat, but he lied to the American people, and our allied countries have also seen that there was never any real chance for diplomacy. Now we're all responsible for the outcome. Everyone's eyes are on the Strait of Hormuz. As here's the deal. If Iran shuts it down, a lot of countries will face economic chaos. Reports from Iran say they are planning to close not just the Strait of Hormuz, but the Red Sea too. Iran sees this as an attack from the U.S., so the question is, will they also strike U.S. bases in the Middle East or keep their attacks limited to Israel? The U.S. warned that if Iran harms American citizens or attacks U.S. facilities in the region, there will be a retaliatory strike. Trump gave diplomacy a 2-week window and said something would happen after that. Backing out on all its claims, the U.S. launched an attack the very next morning. Iran fired a barrage of missiles at Israel's capital, Tel Aviv. Videos showing damage in Tel Aviv's neighborhoods are going viral on Twitter, and you can actually see the destruction. Israel says Iran fired 10 missiles. Big name journalists from American media are reporting live from Tel Aviv, but how much damage Iran actually took is still unclear. Iran's press TV showed a map of Israel with the U.S. marked on it. They tweeted this picture with the flag and asked if, in response to the U.S. attacks, Iran would strike America's biggest military base. The Israeli army has also launched an attack on northwestern Iran. This means that the U.S. bombing didn't achieve anything. Power didn't bring peace. The war between Iran and Israel is continuing just like before. Iran was still meeting with European leaders and trying to negotiate a ceasefire through Gulf countries, but the U.S. made it clear that it's siding with Israel in this conflict. People who have wanted to fight for decades are standing together now. Iran State TV said that the U.S. started this, but Iran will finish it. Reports are coming out that Iran has declared it will target every U.S. military base and American citizen in the Middle East. The state TV even showed maps of U.S. military bases. Trump also wrote on social media that if Iran makes any move against America, there will be a bigger attack than tonight. Yemen has announced that it is officially entering the war. Its naval forces save the ships. If you can, Russia and China have been signaling their support for Iran. The question is, will they go beyond just signaling? There's also news that Russia's missiles are protecting Iran's nuclear plant. Russia and China probably won't step up for Iran the way the U.S. has for Israel. Trump kept his promise of friendship with Netanyahu. But will Putin and Xi Jinping be able to keep their promises to Iran, or is there even that kind of friendship between Iran and Russia or Iran and China? It might depend on what the U.S. does. Whether a big war will start in the Middle East after the attack is still uncertain. For now, just assume that mentions of Russia in China during such attacks are mostly to fill up space in articles. Arab countries have no role in all this. When Israel attacked Gaza and caused such a massive massacre, none of them were involved. Either Arab nations will call for peace, condemn the attack, but it won't go much beyond that. If Iran attacks U.S. bases, then American bases in Arab countries might be used for strikes against Iran. The reports have been coming in that Jordan is stopping Iran's missiles. It's also been reported that American jets and tankers are stationed at Saudi Arabia's Prince Sultan Air Base. So the Arab countries have basically become rented platforms in this whole situation. CBS citing sources reported that after the attack, the U.S. sent a message to Iran saying their strikes are limited only to Iran's nuclear sites, and that the U.S. doesn't want a regime change the times of Israel. Also reported this news. It said that is being seen as an attempt to reduce tensions on Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned the U.S. airstrike on Iran, saying it could ignite a war in an already volatile region and spiral out of control. Guterres called on member countries to maintain peace and urge everyone to follow international laws. The question is, under which law did the U.S. carry out the attack? The IAEA had no reports that Iran was making weapons. There were no reports from U.S. intelligence agencies. Either Iran has bombs. Iran kept denying it. There was still a debate going on about whether there was proof of bombs or not. The U.S., just on the possibility that there might be bombs, went and dropped a bomb. You can see it's not about arguments or truth. It's about showing power. It's not about right or wrong. It's about America and Israel. Many U.S. senators and representatives are questioning President Trump because he attacked another country without getting Congress's approval first. Several representatives have said this violates the U.S. Constitution. In India, at a time like this, anyone who raises questions, they call me a traitor. I don't even understand how millions of BJP supporters and the rest of the public who are caught up in this have been convinced that you shouldn't question matters of national security. How are they supposed to make sense of these reports? Do they even realize that the moment news of the attack came out, many members of the U.S. Congress and Senate immediately started talking about impeaching Trump? They condemned the bombing. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene said that whenever America gets close to being great, we end up dragged into some foreign war. If Netanyahu, who had Iran, if bombs hadn't been dropped, bombs wouldn't be falling on people of Israel. Israel is a country armed with nuclear weapons. This isn't our fight. Representative Nancy Pelosi said the president violated the Constitution by attacking without Congress's approval. I, along with my colleagues in Congress, demand answers from the administration. This operation has put American citizens at risk and increased the chances of war breaking out in the region. Another representative, Shan Casten, has also criticized the attack, saying the focus shouldn't be on whether it involved nuclear weapons or not. No American president has ever attacked a country that might instantly develop a nuclear bomb. Doing so without Congress's approval is clearly a crime. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez publicly said that bombing Iran without Congress's okay is unconstitutional. It violates the powers Congress has over war decisions. On this basis alone, Trump should be impeached. In India, pro-government anchors would jump in and say, how can you criticize this as national security? How could you ask a question like that to Prime Minister Modi? The people of the Hindi-speaking states should know that the mainstream media stayed silent on many big issues, and when questioned instead attacked the public and the opposition. So what was the outcome till now? No one knows where the terrorists who attacked Fulham are or who they actually were. But before all that, the biggest question is how such a major security lapse happened in Poham in the first place. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has been a supporter of Trump's campaigns. See how confident she is about opposing the war. Even now, speaking out against it, it feels wrong. She's speaking nonsense. Actually, when Congresswoman Ocasio criticized Trump, Taylor Greene shut her down by saying that she's just being hypocritical. She voted to fund the Ukraine war and supported Biden's decisions, so she has no moral right to oppose the war. And it's not just that Steve Bannon, a well-known Trump supporter, hasn't exactly been jumping for joy about bombing Iran. Either he said that many supporters who want to make America great again aren't happy with it. President Trump himself will have to talk to the supporters, many of them back Israel, but even then, they don't want war. If we had no choice, then why did we get involved in this war? Steve Bannon says he doesn't know how to tell the difference between the CIA and Israel Mossad. They've basically become one. On one hand, Trump is acting on his own, giving into Israel's pressure. You can see it, and they're making it obvious that Israel runs America. Still, at the same time, people in America are speaking out openly. You know, the only ones who can drag this country into war are the U.S. Congress. The president doesn't have that power. There's been a wave of happiness among war supporters in America. It's been a point of pride for those lawmakers to openly back Israel, even calling themselves agents of it without any shame. These lawmakers and their supporters are singing Trump's praises, saying this was a move he had to make. He proved that the real America is the deep state. Whoever controls it makes the decisions, and it's by their rules that not just America but European countries also say yes, yeah. They say America dropped a bomb on Iran, they gave a 2E notice, but even then people were saying the bomb could go off any time. The news around this is changing fast. Some claims might be wrong, some might be right, so watch these events carefully. Timothy S.N. is a big professor. He said there are 5 things to keep in mind about war. Many of the claims made in the first hour of an attack end up being wrong over time. Whatever you say, whoever starts a war is just doing it for domestic politics. People keep thinking about it. Why was the war fought? The reasons keep changing over time. What was the goal? Whether it was achieved or not doesn't really matter. The outcome of a war can be anything. Starting a war is easy, ending it is hard. There is no law and order left in. The world power is being celebrated. What does the future hold for the Middle East? Actually, what's the situation there right now? Middle Eastern countries have become battlegrounds for several nations. They need to think about how long their land will keep serving the profits of Israel's and America's military industries. Both countries are fooling their people while trying to make their own nations great. People say the Third World War will start from this region, but that doesn't seem likely for that to happen. All the Middle Eastern countries would have to either fight the US on Iran's side or join China or Russia. Only then would many countries face off, making it like a world war. Right now, that doesn't seem possible. It's better if war doesn't happen. But there is a war going on between Iran and Israel. Israel started it, and now the US has jumped it.